medyo cutter ako before, yung ganun.
We wouldn't think that you were like that kasi you were such a ray of sunshine on television.
Siguro, oo. Pero yun, I went through that when I was a teenager. Tapos ito pa yung time, syempre, nag-come out ako. So talagang, syempre, back in the 90s nga, di ba?
So ikaw, nung 15 years old ka, ito yung nag-come out ka.
Well, ito yung nagkaroon ako ng girlfriend. First girlfriend ko yun,
Yes,
nung 15
oo.
ako. Syempre, at the time nga, parang tabu eh. Tabu yan. So parang, kahit ako noon, in denial sa sarili ko. So alam mo yun talagang, mali talaga. Pag sinabing LGBT ka, no, pupunta ka sa hell. Because I don't want her to worry. So that was our journey. And true enough, like, after that, alam mo yun, mas naging open ako sa parents ko.
Pagdating ng panahon, baka ikaw rin at ako. Huwag po kayo mag-alala. Hindi ko po itutuloy kasi baka wala na pong manood sa akin. Hindi naman po ako singer. Pero, familiar ba kayo sa kantang ito, Pagdating ng panahon? Alam nyo bang 25 years old na yung kantang iyan? Pero, 25 years ago, hanggang ngayon, 25 years after, alam na alam pa rin natin at very relevant pa rin sa atin ang kantang ito. Pareho ng artist na kumanta ng kantang ito na pagdating ng panahon na mula noon hanggang ngayon, anuman ang panahon, he remains very relevant sa ating mga buhay. Ikinagagalak ko pong ipakilala sa inyo ang ating guest ngayon sa I Listen. Ice Sigera. Direk Ice Sigera.
Hello.
Hi, Direk.
How are you? Parang gusto ko buuin mo yung chorus.
Wag.
Thank you for having me.
Oo. Napaka-iconic nung kantang iyon. And I can't believe 25 years old na siya.
Di ba?
2001.
Hindi rin ako makapaniwala eh.
Pero hanggang ngayon, kinakanta pa rin yan eh.
Oh yeah. It's still the most requested song. Yung parang tipong pag nag-gig ako, hindi ko siya kinanta.
Parang,
Babatuhin ako. Ganun yung feels, yes.
oo. Pero hindi ikaw ang sumulat ng kanta.
No, composer natin si Tito Moy Ortiz of
Okay.
the company. And our lyricist is Miss Edith Gallardo.
Napanood ko yung interview kay Miss Edith. Tapos sinabi niya na nung sinulat niya yon ay hindi daw pala ito love song.
Yes. Nagulat din ako. Noon ko lang nalaman. 25 years later.
Natungkol siya sa isang bata at
Middle
awit
child.
niya ito sa kanyang magulang.
It's about a middle child.
Oo.
Kasi 'di ba parang may ganung stereotype na kapag middle child ka, ikaw yung syempre si panganay, 'di ba? Laging bida, si bunso baby. Siya yung parang saan ba ako lulugar dito? And
Kaya merong lyric na
alam
kong di mo pansin, narito lang ako. Naghihintay na mahalin, umaasa kahit hindi man ngayon, mapapansin mo rin.
Ang galing lang kasi 'di ba? I think that's the power of a song eh. Na 'di ba? Parang honestly kung di niya sinabi 'yon, I wouldn't know. And ang galing lang kasi parang iba nagsabi, bakit ganito yung part ng lyrics? Syempre kumbaga, yun yung trabaho rin ng isang songwriter na kahit ito yung nag-inspire sa kanya, she has to make it universal, 'di ba?
Oo. Hindi ka middle child.
Hindi po, ako yung panganay.
Ikaw ay panganay. Pero was there ever a point in your life na na-feel mo rin na parang naghihintay ka lang, nandun ka lang, pero naghihintay kang mahalin?
Hindi kasi lagi kong kasama nanay ko eh.
Hindi. Kasi di ba
Oo
sobra kayong
oo.
close ng nanay mo?
Kasi syempre sa trabaho ko, siya yung laging nandyan. So, I have a younger brother, feeling ko nga mas siya yung medyo naiiwanan kasi nga my mom was always with me.
You were the favorite?
Not really the favorite. I don't think so. It's just that I needed her to, or she felt like she needed to be there because yung environment na ginagalawan ko, medyo pangmatanda. Diba? Hindi siya yung normal na environment na pinalalakhan ng isang bata eh.
Kumusta yung relationship ninyo ng mother mo?
For me, it was a very good relationship.
Yes.
We went through, the normal things that typically mother and child would go through. Siyempre, nung bata ako, shadow ako ng nanay ko eh. Hindi ko lang makita si mama. Maiiyak na talaga ako eh. Tapos syempre, dumating yung teenage years ko na medyo nagrebelde rin ako. Nag-away kami ng mama ko.
Talaga?
Yeah. But when I got older, doon ko na-realize ang maganda kasi kay mama. Kasi di ba we know of yung mga tinatawag natin stage mothers.
Right.
Even though my mom was always there sa work ko,
She was
never a stage mom eh. Like, nandun lang siya to make sure that I'm okay. Pero hindi siya nangingialam. galaw ng production. Kaya nakakatuwa din kasi when I turned 18, talagang siya yung, kaya mo na yan, 18 ka na. I
So,
live my life na.
hindi ba siya yung nag-push sa'yo para mag-artista?
It was really her friends. Kasi
Not her.
Not her. Because my mom and my dad, mas radyo yung mga yan eh. Mas AM sila. It was actually my mom and dad's barkada, yung tropa nila na parang, isali mo kayang si,
Sa Little Miss
si Little
Philippines.
Miss Philippines. My mom didn't even know kung ano yung si Little Miss Philippines.
Bakit nila naisip na ipasok ka sa Little Miss Philippines? Kasi performer ka na noon pa.
Nung bata kasi ako, kapag kunyari si mama ko mamamalengke, ganyan. Kasama niya ako eh. Diba, sa palengke. So, iiwan niya ako sa estante nung ninang ko, nagbebenta siya ng isda, tindera ng isda. So, para makaikot si mama freely.
Oo.
Pagbalik niya, meron na akong mga gulay, meron na akong mga isda, karne.
Libre?
Oo, yung pala nagpe-perform ako. Kumakanta ako, ginagawa akong stage yung
Yung estante.
So, kaya may mga ganun. Tapos talagang, ako yung typical na bata na kapag may bisita, hindi mo kailangan sabihin na, kantahan mo sila. Talagang magpe-perform ako. Pahawakin mo ko ng suklay, kakanta ako. Pero at that time, wala talaga ako sa tono. At yung sabi ng bibong bata. Bibong bata yan. Hindi ako mahiyain nung bata ako.
Pero natatandaan ko, nung napapanood kita sa Eat Bulaga nung time na yon, you were very mature for your age. Yung pag-iisip mo, parang hindi bata eh. Ang galing mo makibanter, very confident ka. Saan mo nakuha yun?
Ever since I was young, I've been surrounded by adults. Hindi po ako nagkakamali. Ako yung pinakabata sa bahay. And si mama ko, teacher din kasi si mama ko. Hindi siya yung nagbe-baby talk sa akin. Hindi ganun. So talagang parang normal sa akin.
Kaya nakakatuwa ka kasi yung pag nakipag-usap ka kaila bossing, ganyan, di ba parang grabe yung confidence.
Makapal na mukha ako nung bata. Medyo nung tumanda lang yan. Medyo numipis na.
So, sinasamahan ka lang ni mama mo, pero hindi ka niya pinupush na, kailangan ganitong atake, ganyan.
At that time, kasi syempre nagsimula ako 3, di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi pa ako marunong magbasa. So, she would read my scripts,
Yeah.
di ba? Tapos, sabihin niya, dito sa part, explain niya eksena sa akin. Para maintindihan ko kung ano yung pinanggagalingang emosyon dapat ng character.
Right.
But, when I got older, marunong na akong bumasa, mas for guidance lang siya. Hindi siya talaga,
Galing.
hindi siya ganun.
Galing. Pero sabi mo nung nag-teenage years ka, medyo nagkaroon kayo ng problema.
Oo, yeah.
And nabasa ko rin in one of your interviews that you underwent a long period of depression.
But that was way after na. Siguro probably I had it na when I was a teenager. But syempre, di ba, in the early 90s naman, hindi naman uso yung mga, di ba, papatingin ka and everything. But if I remember it correctly, I was already very melancholic nung bata. May ganun ako. Medyo cutter ako before, yung ganun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Parang we wouldn't think that you were like that kasi you were such a ray of sunshine on television.
Siguro, oo. Pero yun, I went through that when I was a teenager. Tapos ito pa yung time, syempre, nag-come out ako. So talagang, syempre, back in the 90s nga, di ba?
Ilang taon ka nung nag-come out ka?
Well, nahuli ako ng tatay ko talaga. Pero I think I was 15.
Pero even before that,
alam ko na eh. I mean, wala lang siyang label. 'Di ba? Hindi ko kasi ang narinig ko sa paligid ko, tomboy, 'di ba? Hindi siya kagaya ngayon na may definition of terms talaga, 'di ba?
Yes.
Bawat letra merong kaukulang description.
Pero ilang taon ka nun nung na-realize mo na parang hindi ako komportable kasi I'm just trapped in this body.
Sa pananamit pa lang, bata pa lang alam ko na. Kasi as in kapag binibihisan ako ng dress, kating-kati ako. Kahit di naman makati. Alam mo yun? So talagang kapag inaayusan ako nung,
yung
diba?
naka-pigtails ka na gano'n.
Busit na busit ako dyan.
Ganun ka, di ba?
Yung ganun okay lang.
Okay lang yung ganun, pero naka-ganun ka.
Kaya pagpansinin mo, marami akong mga, naka-shorts lang ako. Naka-polo shirt. Kasi doon talaga ako comfortable. Kaya may film ako nun, ang title niyan, Me and Ninja Liit.
Me and Ninja Liit.
Kasama ko si Roderick Paulate.
Yes.
Tuwang-tuwa ako kasi syempre ninja outfit ako di ba? Yes, feel na feel ko yan.
Kasi nung time na yun, boy, girl, bakla, tomboy, yun lang, di ba?
GBBT.
Oo,
Girl,
di ba?
boy, bakla, tomboy.
Di ba yun lang yun?
Yeah, yun lang yun talaga.
Oo. Ang feeling ko nga ngayon, yes, medyo mas naiintindihan na siya, pero marami pa rin hindi nakakaintindi. Ano ba yung pagiging trans?
Yeah.
Tama ba yung pagkakaintindi ko that yung trans is you feel that you are trapped in another gender's body?
Yes. So parang ganyari,
Oo.
di ba? Parang ako, itinatawag nating assigned female at birth.
Correct,
Diba?
correct,
So,
correct.
pinanganak ako na may female genitalia,
Mm-mm.
but everything about me, in terms of how I see myself,
Mm-mm.
who I am,
Mm-mm.
is the exact opposite of the gender marker na meron ako. Parang ganon.
So, hindi lang siya preference for women.
No.
You
'cause-
really
Oo.
feel that you're not female.
Yes. So, actually, it's very different eh. Diba? So, when you talk about SOGI, diba?
Mm-mm.
Parang sexual orientation, diba?
Mm-mm.
That's SO.
Mm-mm.
And GI is gender identity and expression.
Mm-mm.
So, when we talk about preference, like, being gay or
Right,
being
right.
lesbian,
Oo.
that falls under the sexual orientation.
Yes, oo.
Yun. So,
Kung ano yung preferred mo
Preferred
partner.
mo. Yes.
Oo.
Who are you attracted to?
Correct, correct.
Diba? Not understanding everything yet doesn't mean you have to hate it.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Kumbaga, okay lang naman na hindi mo maintindihan, pero siguro respect the humanity of those
Yes.
people who is, proudly being themselves.
Oo,
Yeah.
hindi naman ine-expect na maintindihan natin yung
Oh,
mga
yeah.
terms na to. Pero ang hinihingi lang sa atin ay tanggapin lang natin.
Respeto.
Irespeto na magkakaiba tayo.
Actually, I did a talk a few days ago kasi nga, we were talking about acceptance, right? Kasi akala kasi siguro ng marami na when you say, I accept you for who you are, it means I'm already agreeing with you and gagayahin kita. No,
Hindi.
it's not like that
Hindi.
at all.
Hindi.
Diba? That's your life. I respect you the way you live
oo,
it. This is
oo.
mine. Diba? Ganun lang kasimple.
Oo, at wag mong husgahan ang isang tao dahil sa kanyang kasarian or sa kanyang piniling gender.
Yes,
or,
ma'am.
Di ba?
Oo.
Hindi
Yeah.
dapat. Kasi lahat tayo pare-parehong tao.
Yes.
We are all human beings. Magkakaiba tayo ng mga preference sa buhay. May kanya-kanya tayong kakayahan.
Yes, and kanya-kanya tayong istorya.
So ikaw, nung 15 years old ka, ito yung nag-come out ka.
Well, ito yung nagkaroon ako ng girlfriend. First girlfriend ko yun nung
Yes,
15
oo.
ako. Siyempre, at the time nga, parang tabu eh. Tabu yan. So parang, kahit ako noon, in denial sa sarili ko. Kasi, I already knew na, okay, ang expression ko is very masculine.
Yeah.
Like, ayun nga, ayoko nagde-dress. Pero, when I parang finally accepted to myself na parang nagkakagusto ako sa babae, parang ganyan. Tapos parang, okay, ito na yun. Hindi ko masabi sa pinaka-best friend ko that time that meron akong girlfriend. Kasi ganun siya ka, hindi ko alam paano ko sasabihin.
Correct.
I had to come out and I had to tell my parents about it because nahuli ako ng dad ko.
Nahuli ka.
In a very compromising position.
Oh!
So, wala akong choice kasi pag ang mami ko kasi, kapag, di ba typical naman sa mga bata yun, naglalay ka, ganyan. But pag mama ko, dinerecho na ako na, ikaw nga sabihin mo sa akin, sabi niya gano'n. Ito bang si so-and-so,
Girlfriend mo.
girlfriend mo ba yan o best friend mo lang talaga? Wala na. Hindi na ako makakapagsinungaling yan.
Sinabi mo
Sinabi
na.
ko, oo.
Ano reaction nila?
Ay, iyakan. Drama-rama sa hapon. As in, and I really felt so bad because, syempre, the typical things that parents would say na, anong nagawa namin? Anong pagkukulang namin sa'yo? Anong ganun eh. So, akala ko talaga, kasi everything around me
Anong
is,
pagkukulang namin?
yes. And syempre, di ba, I really felt so bad kasi parang everything around me was telling me I was doing something wrong. Religion, di ba?
Oo.
Kinonfess ko yan, di ako binigyan ng absolution. So, alam mo yun talagang, mali talaga. Pag sinabing LGBT ka, pupunta ka sa hell. So, talagang, alam mo yun, talagang, so, sinabi ko na sa mami ko na parang, sige ma, sabi ko, hiwalayan ko na siya, sorry, ganyan. Pero hindi ko rin nagawa. So, doon nag-start yung rebellious phase ko. Kasi nga, nagtatago kami ni girl, pero nahuhuli ako ng, ang galing ng nanay, no? Ang galing ng mga nanay manghuli. So,
Pero
galing
ang
sila sa
hirap
mga
din
law
kasi
enforcement
itago yung
agencies natin.
sarili.
Mahirap talaga. And I think, yun yung parang pinanggalingan nung, nung parang sama ng loob ko nun sa kanila. Parang, buong buhay ko naman, nagtatrabaho ko for the family. Why can't you just give me this?
My happiness.
Yeah.
Myself.
Diba? Siguro, but because I was very young, I failed to see that, alam mo yun, ilang taon kong inisip to, ilang taon kong napaghandaan to sa sarili ko. And feeling ko it was unfair of me to actually expect them to understand it just like that as well.
Totoo.
Dahil sila rin naman, may mga pangarap din sila para sa akin na biglang, alam mo, hinulog sa harap nilang, sorry, hindi kayo magkakaapo. Hindi, alam mo, yung mga dreams, typical dreams ng parents natin.
Yes.
And of course, di ba, coupled with the fear na meron before na kapag LGBT ka, wala kang, yung relasyon na mga papasukin mo, walang forever. Diba?
Yes.
Laging,
And I don't think kaya ganun yung reaction nila is because ayaw kanilang bigyan ng freedom. But it's because they're also afraid for you.
oh yeah,
Na
definitely.
baka hindi ka tanggapin ng tao.
Yes.
Na baka hindi ka tanggapin ng mundo.
Yes.
Na baka ma-discriminate ka.
Yeah.
Because it's a harsh world
Oh,
out
yes.
there. Lalo
Yes.
na for LGBT.
Definitely. So, it all changed. So, parang it went on for like a year, yung ganun namin ni Mami. And then, naghiwalay rin kami ni Girl kasi she got pregnant.
Mm-mm.
Obviously, hindi
Hindi
akin.
ikaw. Medyo matatang.
So, paano nangyari yun?
Ano nangyari yun?
And then, parang nag-usap kami ni Mama. Sabi niya, alam mo, sabi niya ganun, hindi ako ganito dahil hindi kita tanggap. Siguro nakikita ko lang na hindi maganda yung trato niya sa'yo. Nakikita ko na sinisigawan ka niya. Nakikita ko na ganito. So sabi ko, medyo nag-gets ko yun. Sabi ko, oh, it's not coming from a place na dapat ganito ka. But it's more of, I want to make sure that you're okay.
You're okay.
So ang promise ko nung kay Mami, sabi ko, sige, pag ako nagka-girlfriend ulit, I'll make sure na ipapakilala ko siya sa'yo. I'll make sure na she will treat me right. Because I don't want her to worry. So that was our journey. And true enough, like, after that, alam mo yun, mas naging open ako sa parents ko, nakakasama ko si whoever, sa kung saan-saan, alam mo yun. And siguro na-realize din nila, kasi totoo yun na, di ba, we live in a harsh world, a very cruel world, di ba? But, ang naramdaman ko rin is, our shield, di ba, our protection comes from our homes, our parents. Kasi ako, honestly, mula nung nagkaroon ng ganung klaseng acceptance sa parents ko, wala akong pakialam sa sinasabi ng mga tao sa labas.
Yun nga yung susunod kong tanong eh. Hindi ka natakot na mawawalan ka ng career?
Natakot ako. And alam mo ba, nakakatawa? Kasi, syempre, nag-out ako sa parents ko ng 15. Si pagdating ng panahon was 2001. I think I was 18, mga ganyan.
Oo.
When I was promoting Pagdating, I had this interview na parang came off as, tinanong ako noon, as in point blank na parang, are you lesbian? Gumulong sa akin. Sabi ko, syempre, pag mga ganyan, parang ayoko i-deny, but ayoko rin i-confirm, di ba? So parang I said something na parang, if I were, parang, di ba, may problema, parang, would that make me a bad person? Parang may ganun ako. Pero parang when they edited the clip, it came out as if I said yes. And that was 2001. I mean, imagine, di ba? Iba yung landscape noon. Iba yung pagtanggap ng society noon.
Oo.
Sabi ko, wala na tong pagdating ng panahon na to. Sobrang, wala nang pupuntahan to. Kasi mababrand na ako as tomboy, as lesbian.
Oo.
Pero dun ako nagkaroon ng hope din na I think tayo as human beings are capable actually of going beyond the superficial.
So after that interview, hindi ka na nahiyang sabihin that
No. That interview actually empowered me. That actually gave me hope. Na parang, pwede. Kaya.
and nung naging hit yung Pagdating ng panahon, na-realize mo, pwede akong maging totoo sa sarili ko
Yes.
and still do my art at tatangkilikin pa rin.
Yes, as long as I am a good person.
Yeah.
As long as, alam mo, I do good music.
Yeah.
As long as,
Yeah.
kaya. And that has been my, my principle na since then. Na parang, the only way I can put out good stuff is if I am authentic
Yes.
sa sarili ko.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So in a way, that song saved you.
Oh, yeah, it did. Big time. If it weren't for the fans na sobrang minahal yung kanta at in-known yung awit na ito, siguro, I don't think I'd be here. And ang galing din kasi, di ba, I mean, I started as an actor.
Yes.
Honestly, siguro if I were still an actor, I don't think I'd be able to come out. But because singer ako, siguro mas tenga ang ginagamit kaysa mata. Siguro mas less judgmental ang tenga kaysa sa mata. So parang na-penetrate ko yung mga puso ng mga tao without them knowing it. And when they saw me finally wearing this, di ba? Hindi na ako, well, alam ka naman mag-pigtails pa ako at 18. So,
Correct.
di ba? Hindi na nakadress and whatnot.
Oo.
They didn't care anymore. Siyempre, yung years na yon, from 2001 and to 2014, it was years of confusion and so many things. But 2003 was when the depression kicked in na. Or at least I was diagnosed.
Why would you feel depressed kung ito na yung panahon na tinanggap mo na sa sarili mo na you will come out?
It's not a matter of what happened in the environment, what's more of like what's happening in my head. It just happened eh. And yun nga yung minsan nakakatakot kasi okay ako eh. Alam mo yun, okay ako eh. To wake up one day na parang bigla akong praning na mawawala lahat ng tao sa paligid ko. Tapos even my mom, I was so afraid. Parang I couldn't eat anymore. Tapos talagang every time I try to eat, I throw it up.
Yung umiiyak ka, tas hindi mo alam
Hindi
bakit.
ko, as in talagang, oo, talagang, tapos ako minsan parang, ba't ako umiiyak? As in, I keep questioning myself kasi alam kong hindi ko ugali yun.
Ay, depression talaga.
So parang sabi ko, okay, I don't know what's wrong with me. Eh, syempre that time, it's not like now na parang, okay, you Google. Walang Google, di ba? So that time, I called my friend, sabi ko, she was studying pa nun as a psychologist in the US. Sabi ko, okay, I'm going through this, and this. Sabi niya, I think, it's better if you really ask for professional help. Sabi ko, then nagpa-schedule ako. I had myself checked, and then parang after a few sessions with the
Doctor.
yun nga, I was finally diagnosed na I had depression and then anxiety
disorder.
Ayun. So, parang I get easily triggered by things. Ganyan.
Yes. So, you took medication?
For a time, I did. Pero, my relationship kasi at that time wasn't really healthy.
Mm-mm.
I had to stop drinking meds because boring daw ako kasama pag naka-meds ako. Nasanay ako to, alam mo, walk on eggshells and manage my triggers on my own. And
Naka-adapt ka na, bale?
But it was hard kasi ano siya eh, kahit naman masabi mong inaalam mo kung paano siya i-manage,
Yeah.
the symptoms will always be there.
Right,
So,
right.
parang nasanay na lang ako na minsan di ako makahinga, nasanay na lang ako minsan na malamig yung kamay ko. Ganyan. It was only when I got together with Liza na nagpatingin ako ulit and then I started taking meds regularly.
Si Liza, paano mo nakilala?
Liza, I've known her since 1999. We kind of had a thing. Naging mag-MU kami nung 1999. Diba? Very dated yung MU. And then, tapos nung nag-college ako, naghiwalay kami. Like, she would pick me up from school. Naalala ko nung high school ako, she'd pick me up from school. Kakain kami sa fast food, ganyan. Tapos magsusulatin ng mga tula sa akin. As in, very, very young love. That time, she was with someone. So, parang naghiwalay kami. Tapos, we didn't see each other for 30, or we didn't really remain in contact for 13 years. Tapos, we saw each other again. Tinweet niya ako. So, nauna siya. Oo. Tinweet niya ako.
Siyempre, tatanungin ko si Liza kung sino nauna. Joke lang.
Kahit tanungin mo siya, wala, may pruwebe. Nauna siya talaga eh. Tapos, sabi niya, tara, let's grab some lunch, ganyan. So, we had lunch. And then sabi ko, nakita kami ulit. Parang, it felt like
Magaan.
home. Alam mo, parang, this is someone that, kasi even though naghiwalay kami nung 99, nung year 2000, siya yung totga ko, parang ganun siya. Yung, parang, it was because of very immature things, kaya hindi kami nagkausap. Wala kaming closure talaga nun eh. Tapos yung parang, whenever I look back sa memories ko with her, it was always with fondness. Kasi
Talaga.
parang she had this amazing way of making you feel so special. Na parang, hindi mo siya makakalimutan. May something yung babae.
Magaan.
Hindi mo siya makakalimutan. So parang nung nakita kami, parang nanumbalik yung, hindi lang nanumbalik, pero parang yung 13 years apart na yun, parang hindi nawala yung connection. Parang we just started talking again na parang as if nag-usap kami last week lang. That time, I was already 29 na rin. Sabi ko, parang, ito na yun ah. Sabi ko, kasi parang, if magiging kami nitong si Liza, sabi ko, hindi ko pwedeng pakawalan tong taong to.
Alam mo na kaagad na she's the one.
Yeah.
Pero nung time na nakilala mo si Liza, nakapag-transition ka na.
No.
So you were with her
Yeah,
in
I
your
was already-
transition phase.
I was already with her. And then doon ko mas na-realize, kasi I am Liza's first and only same-sex relationship. She's always been with cisgender straight guys.
Really?
Yes.
So mas nagkaroon ka ng lakas ng loob na mag-transition because
Siguro
of
kasi,
her?
ever since, I've always been with lesbians. Like, in terms of intimacy, like, I didn't like how I was being touched. I didn't like being touched as a woman.
Okay.
But because Liza, parang has been used to, being with men. Ako, ito yung gusto ko. And then I started reading about it. Because ang dami ring mga things like, things that normally women would understand about each other.
Right,
that I couldn't really understand.
Right. Mahirap ba yung transitioning?
I have socially transitioned, but I
Oo.
haven't done medical.
So wala ka pang mga surgery and
Wala, because, kasi syempre, di ba, first step dyan is I don't know the term now, but at least in my time, it's hormone.
hormone, yung
Hormone.
iinom ng
Iinom
mga
ka ng hormone, diba? They
hormones.
take, or inject, diba?
Inject, oo.
Especially nung bago kong out as trans dun sa sarili ko, it was hard kasi parang, every time you look at yourself in the mirror, parang, the image you see, parang is wrong. Diba? Parang it's not affirming who you are.
Right.
So parang every time, talagang lumalakas yung, I know, I really want to do this, I want to take that hormone, diba? I want to take tea. The problem is, I'm a singer.
Ay, magbabago yung boses.
Yes, ma'am.
Oo nga.
Of course, other singers have done it, right?
Yes, oo. Si Jake.
Si Jake has done it. Pero siguro, because I'm older, this discussion, ito yung matagal namin pinagdiskusyonan ng asawa ko. Kasi syempre, if I were younger siguro, just
Gagawin
like that.
mo na.
Agad. Pero, di ba, the more you get older, kumbaga, ang buhay mo, if you look at yourself, as a pie chart,
Correct. Oo.
di ba? My gender identity is one big slice of that pie chart. But so is my being a singer,
Yes.
especially my being a provider.
Right.
And yun nga di ba? Sabi ko rin nun, parang, sige, kung sinasabi nilang magaling ako singer, even if I take tea, then, even if my voice changes, I can still find my own style. Okay, so covered. But the biggest part, and ito yung identity ko ever since I was young, I've always been a provider. Yun yung matatamaan sa akin. And I know, kasi we can control this.
Yes.
But anything na audience, you can't
Hindi
control your audience.
Hindi mo makokontrol ang utak ng ibang tao.
At all. And of course, music is preference.
Yes.
They may like Aiza Segura's voice, or my voice now, but who knows who will like the transition voice. And call it fear, but I'm not ready to do that because I'm taking care of my family.
Correct.
So parang for me, hindi siya kawalan ng tapang, but right now my priority is I wanna take care of my family. So siguro if dumating na yung point ng buhay ko na okay na, hindi na ako umaasa sa singing to then yes, I can do it. I mean, if ang tingin ko lang talaga is sa sarili ko na okay, I'm a trans man, I have to do this. That's siguro easier for me, but no there's certain parts about me that
Right.
would be unhappy
Right.
if madali yun because of one decision I made without, parang thinking of the others.
Akala ko, pangarap na lamang yun na makahanap ako ng tao na tatanggap sa akin ng buong buo.
Nagkaroon din kayo ng journey ni Lisa na gusto niyo magkaroon ng anak.
Yes, ano yan, 2013 pa lang, I asked her that, sabi ko, would you be willing to,
Have a baby.
have a baby with me? So that was the plan. She said yes, and then 2013, and then syempre medyo na-move kasi feeling namin bata pa kami. So, of course, 2016 was the time that, we both entered government, so she was very, very busy. At 35 years old ko noon, that was the time na I had my eggs harvested.
Yes.
Kasi nga, parang ganun daw pala yun. Kapag nag-35 ka, significantly bababa yung,
Correct.
sa
Yung
eggs.
quality ng eggs.
Yeah. Isipin mo, 3 lang nakuha sa akin. And the laws that we have here, sobrang restrictive na, or not even laws, kasi ang sinasabi sa amin noon was, the doctors can't do it because it was unethical.
Kaya ginagawa pa siya sa ibang bansa.
Exactly.
Tapos ang problema mo, i-accept ba yung birth certificate dito?
Exactly. So, yun yung naging problema. Because syempre, she was very much tied to her agency.
Yes.
She couldn't leave hindi lang naman siya, punta tayo overnight, hindi siya ganun eh. So,
Journey yun eh.
na-move. And then, nandito na rin kami sa point na, I'm 43, diba? She's 45. Parang, I don't think it's wise. I mean, we already have one. We have Amara, who's already 18. So parang ngayon, siguro that's something that's not for us in this lifetime.
Si Amara ay anak ni Lisa.
Yes, sa first marriage. She's 18 now. When Lisa and I got together, she was only 3.
Anak mo na rin yun.
Yes, oo naman. Yeah.
Kasi ikaw ang nagpalaki.
Oo.
Practically.
And we're very proud of her. Yeah. Ang ganda rin ng naging journey namin ng daughter ko. Kasi from ate, tawag niya sa akin. Tapos God, gusto niya ako tawaging tita. Sabi ko, utang na loob ako tatawaging
So,
tita.
anong tawag niya sa'yo?
And after the ate, she called me Baba. And then, And then sabi ko sa sarili nun, I will not impose. Kasi her dad,
Yeah.
who's in the States, is very much,
Yes.
very much involved. And parang, it's something that shouldn't be imposed. Whenever she feels like calling me dad, then I'd welcome that. So parang, biglang out of the blue, nasa kotse yata kami, and then she was like, Papa, can I just call you dad? Sabi ko, parang ako, syempre, panonchalant nga. Yeah, of course. So, sabi ko, yay!
Hindi ka naiyak nun.
Pero muti ka na. Medyo nangingilit na.
Pero I'm sure mas naiintindihan mo na yung position ng parents mo.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I also tell my daughter that, naku, pag nagkaanak, maiintindihan mo rin pinanggagalingan namin ng nanay mo. But yeah, and sobrang na-appreciate ko kasi nakakatuwa kasi naabutan pa rin ni Mami and then Daddy nandiyan si Amara.
Yes.
So, Amara had moments with my parents na, na-feel nila na may apo sila, at least from me. Alam mo yun? So, ang sarap lang.
Kaya ako nasabi na hirap akong gawin tong show na to. Kasi ito yung una kong big show na wala siya sa front row.
Last year was tough for you because
Oh, yeah.
your mama passed away.
Yeah, that was hard. Kasi parang my mom, siya parang kalabaw. I mean, she's tough. Alam mo yun? The only concern that she had was her acid reflux. That's it. As in, kunyari mag-walking kami, mauna pa sumakit yung tuhod ko kaysa sa kanya. Okay, ganun ako kalala. And that was 2 days after Lisa's birthday. So, parang madaling araw ng 27th, around 5 in the morning, Lisa woke me up kasi naka-silent yung phone ko. And my mom was calling. Tapos nagmamoan lang siya, parang, mga ganun siya. So sabi ko, uminom ka naman ng gamot. So I called my brother. And then, parang 10 minutes, hindi pa rin umuokay yung siya niya. Pinuntahan ko na so that we can bring her to the hospital, to the ER. Dinala namin siya sa ER. Naglakad pa siya from the car to the triage. Si Mami, ugali niya yan. Pag sasaksakan siya ng swero, pumipikit yan. Kasi nga, takot siya.
Oo.
So, di pumunta ako sa paa niya. Minamasahe ko yung paa niya para ma-relax siya. Pagkatapos ng swero, so nakaganon siya, di ba? Sabi ko, okay na. Sabi niya ganun. Sabi ko, okay na, mulat mo na mata mo. Hindi na siya nagmulat ng mata. Hindi na. So, sabi ko, Mi, siyempre, nga ganun ko. Tapos, yun na, they tried waking her up na, ganyan. So, sabi ko, nung nakita ko yun, ginagano na siya dito sa gitna. Biglang yun na, nireport na sa amin na she's not responding. So, they had to do CPR. Tapos, 30 minutes.
She died in the ER?
Yeah. Kwento nga sa amin ng doctor namin na parang, kaya yung mga babaeng nanonood, especially, yun nga, na parang kapag sa mga kababaihan daw, sometimes heart attacks present as acid reflux.
Totoo yan.
Yeah.
My mom, before she passed away, ang complaint lang niya, sabi niya, para akong may kabag. Yun lang ang sinabi niya. And then she took a bath, and then she did not wake up anymore.
Ayun. Ganun kabilis. Pero, looking back, I think that's the way my mom wanted to go.
Because that's the best way to die.
Yeah.
In your sleep. Yung natulog ka lang that you didn't feel any pain. Tapos hindi ka naging burden sa family mo.
Kasi mami ko, ganyan. As in fairness, ang maganda lang din kay mama. She really prepared us. Like, of course, di ba, alam naman natin tumatanda yung mga magulang natin.
Right.
Pero siya talaga, very honest siya. Ganito ha, pag ako talaga nagkasakit, ganito, ayoko na ICU niyo ako, ayoko
Totoo.
na marami nakatusok.
Totoo.
Pagpayaan niyo na ako.
Oo,
siya. So,
do
parang-
not resuscitate.
Yeah, kamali pa nga kasi nag-CPR eh. So,
Oo,
pero
oo.
after nun, kasi di ba parang they give you 30 minutes to do that.
Yes.
So every 5 minutes, lumalabas yung doctor to tell us. And then on the 20th minute, wala pa rin pong changes, ganito, ganyan. So, nag-usap na kami ng utol ko na parang, so bro, sabi ko, sa pagkakaalam ko, si Mami, ayaw niya to. So, nakakatuwa kasi nga, syempre, di ba, umuwi yung brother ko to get clothes. Nakita niya, kasi nga may big night si Mami nung gabi, may hinanda siya mga damit. So, that's what he made her wear. Yeah. Hinanda niya yung mga damit niya.
Her best clothes. Alam mong yun ang gusto niyang clothes.
Best ballroom clothes. Okay?
Best ballroom
ang nanay ko,
clothes.
naka-animal print sa kanyang... So, nung ika-last night niya, so after ng eulogy, after ng service, ganyan, nagpa-big night kami nagpa-ballroom kami sa loob nung Eternitas.
And I'm sure she's very proud of you na director ka na ngayon ng Eat Bulaga.
Alam mo, ano niya yan, minanifest niya yan.
No kidding.
Yeah. Because I started directing sa di ba, sa concerts. She would always tell me, uy, sabihin mo naman sa Itbulaga, kunin kang director. Sabi ko, ma, sabi ko, syempre may director sila, tsaka ibang TV yun, sabi ko niya pa. Ilang beses niya sinabi sa akin yun. Kaya,
Galing!
kaya nung first day ko talaga, suot-suot ko yung ash niya, yung nasa cross kasi yun eh. Sabi ko, ma, samahan mo ako dito kasi ikaw may pasimuno nito eh. Sabi ko, medyo kinakabahan ako ah. But yeah, she manifested that.
Alam mo, Ice, hindi lahat ng child stars ay may longevity katulad mo. Ano ang sikreto?
I've always operated on, I have to be happy with ano yung ginagawa ko.
Yes.
Sa lahat ng mga naging career change ko,
Yeah.
hindi siya dahil kailangan ko for my career. It was never like that. It's more like, para exciting to, I wanna try it. And then if I like it, game, gusto ko to, pagpapatuloy ko to. Pag di ko gusto,
So, kumbaga, wag ka mag-accept ng project na will not make you happy.
Yeah, for me, it's always about that. Para I have to be happy kasi if I am happy, I can give my 100% all the time. If hindi ako masaya, patay tayo dyan.
Siyempre, importante yung pera, pero dapat number one, happiness.
Oo, kung,
Personal
kung pantay yung pera at happiness, why not, di ba? And siguro, not so secret thing, it's really being professional. I think kahit gano'n ka ka-talented, if you're making it hard for people to work with you, nobody's gonna get you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Had
much.
fun.
Galing.
Thank you very much.
Galing mo.
Ay, salamat.
Mga kaibigan, Direk Ice Higuera, actor, singer, director,
Hunk.
artist,
Hunk.
and father to Amara,
Yes.
husband to Lisa.
Yes, I am.
Sobrang proud kami sa'yo, and thank you for being with us all the stages of our lives. Palagi ko pong sinasabi, mga kapuso, na si Ice Higuera, yung isa sa mga artista natin sa Pilipinas na napakagaling sa pag-reinvent ng sarili niya. Kasi sa lahat ng yugto ng panahon, dumadating sa panahon, nandun pa rin siya, na re-reinvent niya ang sarili niya. Pero ngayong nakausap ko si Ice Higuera, na-realize ko, sa totoo lang, hindi naman niya ni-reinvent ang sarili niya. Nagpakatotoo lang siya sa sarili niya. At yun yung dapat na ginagawa natin, magpakatotoo sa ating mga sarili at sa lahat ng nakikinig sa atin ngayon, tanggapin ang bawat isa sa atin. Ano man ang kanilang kasarian, ano man ang kanilang kakayahan, ano man ang kanilang pinanggagalingan. Ako po si Cara David at ito po ang I Listen. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much. I had fun. Thank you very much.
Galing.